here from Gilbert Travels, welcoming you to another great flight review.
So here today to test out several things. Been very curious about this route. American offers from Miami to Dallas multiple times a day in their 777 service, so I'm excited to fly it today. Get a chance to sit in the business class seats we missed out on coming back from Paris earlier this year. Get a chance to find out and ask the question, is it worth taking a connection versus a direct flight for better seats on better planes? And to show you what it's like to sit as a couple in the center on these reverse herringbone seats, okay? So we're gonna get on board here shortly and time for another great flight.
As I showed you last year in my American 767 business class review, American uses downtimes between international travel for their wide-body fleet to go between major hubs. This helps American maximize their fleet potential and generate more revenue. It is a massive upgrade in comfort for all levels of service on the routes they serve. A minor snafu with my new camera meant I was not properly recording during check-in and jetway, but I got that sorted right away, and we entered a very modern business class cabin with reverse herringbone all forward-facing seating in a 1-2-1 configuration. Sitting in the center pair today in row 9, D and H. American has just completed a fleet-wide upgrade of their 777-200 aircraft away from angle flat seating to these very popular state-of-the-art seats. Aircraft upgraded earlier in the process have different forward and aft-facing cabin that many consider problematic, but this plane had the newest version on offer. While American did not opt for fully closing doors like Delta, getting settled in the seat, you immediately feel encapsulated in your own space with plenty to explore.
For this flight, all we're getting is a basic blanket. Very nice. I'm actually pretty amazed that American is at this level. Yeah, could take this on a 2.5-hour domestic flight. Even more impressive.
Watching Ember, Plus, good afternoon, welcome aboard. American Flight 2004, flight time will be 2.5 hours. So this company, we need everybody to have a seat so we can start showing a set video. We appreciate your cooperation.
The airbag-equipped seatbelt was bulky but quickly forgotten.
So as you can see, sitting as a couple, there's a little distance between you, but you can still maintain a conversation.
Storage abounded with an open compartment just by your knee and a generous foot cubby with underside shoe storage. Legroom was excellent with plenty of space by any measure. The outboard armrest contains even more storage, which I believe would contain your headphones on international flights, and is adjustable to your preferred height for comfort, as well as dropping flush to aid in getting in and out of the seat. Inboard you will find 2 more enclosed storage compartments, also containing the universal power port, 2 USB ports, audio, and the entertainment remote. The rear compartment is shallow and smaller, limiting its utility. The forward compartment is fairly generous, holding quite a few of your smaller gadgets and items. Behind your shoulder you will find the literature rack. Lastly, there is an adjustable bright LED reading lamp built into the seat. Overall, with a few minutes of shuffling, you will find a place for everything you would want for a flight of any length at your disposal. Anything remaining can go in the dedicated overhead bin. For seat controls, you will find a modern backlit touchscreen with all manner of individual and preset control options. Of course, dominating your view is the huge, bright, and modern entertainment screen, which is highly responsive. The interface itself is the same as I showed in my in-depth Premium Economy review. If you are traveling solo and cannot get a window seat, do be warned there is no privacy partition for the center seats. The tray table is a bifold design that deploys from under the screen, presenting multiple configurations for service and work use. I also noted step-ups in the seat shelves to reach the swing-up style luggage bins. Each seat features a simple coat hook. Overhead, American did opt for individual lighting and air vents.
They've just about finished loading the plane. So far, they've come around to introduce themselves. No pre-departure beverage yet. It's a big cabin here today, a lot of people load, so we'll see if we get it before we get underway.
One miscalculation I made was in choosing the smaller rear business cabin, not realizing it would be aft the boarding door, meaning everybody streamed right by our seats for the long boarding process. Shortly, the flight crew came through the cabin with a selection of juice and water in plastic cups, an appropriate option given the size of the cabin and length of today's flight. Here again, you can get a good look at how far apart these reverse herringbone seats leave people that are traveling together. Before too long, it was time to depart the gate. Being in middle seats, I was not able to capture as much takeoff footage as usual, but here we go with a montage as we get ready to get into the air. I do ask whether you're new to this channel or returning, please consider subscribing and click the notification bell so you can be among the first to be alerted to new content. At the time of this filming, I'm grateful to have passed 100 subscribers and for your feedback on my videos to date, so please keep up the subscriptions, likes, and comments so we can continue to grow Gilbert Travels into the future.
Flight attendants, prepare for takeoff, please. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is your Captain Trace Cushing and Captain First Officer Chris Patrick. We'd like to welcome you aboard the flight to Dallas Fort Worth International Airport. We are at our cruising altitude of 38,000 feet, where we expect a mostly smooth flight. Give you an update as we get a little bit closer. In the meantime, please sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight.
The main screen is touch responsive, however I did find it quite a bit of a reach. Luckily, the tethered remote offers full control of the main screen easily, as well as having a touchscreen of its own. I particularly enjoyed that you could display the flight map and data on the remote screen while not interrupting use of the main screen. I ended up leaving the remote out on my armrest for the duration of the flight to make use of this feature. I also finally realized that the controls for the overhead lights were on the remote instead of on the seat control pad. Other than the screen and the available Wi-Fi, traditional entertainment included the choice of 3 airline magazines. Then it was time to get my tray table ready for a friendly, domestic first-class service.
Can I get you anything to drink?
No hot towels today, but a nice real drinking glass to enjoy my gin and tonic. Today was make your own cocktail, but the ingredients were generous and I had plenty of space to be my own bartender. Time for a quick Dennis Bunnick trademark. Cheers. Settled in the air, this seat pod really feels private. Again, with the boarding situation, the forward cabin would have been a better choice if it was available. I soaked in the cabin mood lighting and my movie selection as we flew out over the Gulf of Mexico. I find it very hard to complain about hot nuts and an ice cold cocktail in the air on any day. And just like that, it was time for meal service. I had pre-ordered the Greek chicken pasta salad on AA.com at 30 days out, and Grace had the pasta, which she said was okay. Well, I appreciate the warm roll, and I find American's presentation to be acceptable for a 2.5-hour flight. Sadly, this salad was not like the similar one I had on my 737 Project Oasis flight, as the pre-dressed salad had gotten a little soggy, and the chicken was quite dry. Overall, I found it completely edible airplane food. I just found the other similar dish so much better prepared. As for the seat, another nice feature is that the extended tray table does adjust forward enough to open your space up when finished, or if you need to leave the seat at any time with the table deployed. Soon our trays were cleared, and we had some more time to enjoy this long-haul seat on this short-haul flight. I did not at all complain when flight service was completed with a warm chocolate chip cookie. One issue I did have is my foot did not easily fit between the seat space to get up, so I had to swing my leg over to get out. American did not skimp on their lavatory. While the lotions and creams were taken away, this is much better than your average airplane bathroom.
Nice big mirror if you had to put on some pajamas.
Now it was time to test out the fully flat seat. On an international flight, bedding and pillows would be made available. Not so today, but it was still a great way to rest for the later part of today's flight. This seat has plenty of room to sleep on your side or back, and at over 6 feet tall, I found it to be plenty long enough. As I have mentioned before, I really don't sleep well in the air, so I used my provided blanket as a makeshift prop so I could still easily watch my movie in comfort and privacy. Before it was time to land, I had to go check out the larger, handicapped-enabled lavatory / changing room.
Alright, this is an airplane lavatory.
And just like that, we were less than 100 miles from Dallas and starting our approach.
November preparation for landing to Dallas forward. Make sure those passengers in business class, your seat is all the way up. It can be reclining for landing.
Things were a little bumpy, but we came in for a landing. So at the start of this video, we had some questions. What is it like to fly this long-haul aircraft on such a short route? Well, it was in a word amazing. However, I did feel that 2.5 hours was just long enough. On any shorter of a flight, the experience would have felt rushed. Next, how is it sitting in these style seats as a couple? To me, not ideal. It was difficult to communicate much, and I think after a long-haul flight, you would find yourselves comparing notes on how the flight went, not feeling like you have the same experience. I would like to test out a business product that allows closer seating for couples. Lastly, would I take a connection with a lie flat bed domestically over a direct flight without it again? As long as the lie flat portion of the flight was this length or longer, and it did not add more than 2 hours to the overall flight length, absolutely I would do this again.
Well, I know that American isn't the first name you think of in business class, since they don't have a fancy cabin like Delta One or United Polaris. But marketing aside, that's really a very comfortable seat, a lot of space, a lot of good storage. Would certainly be glad to give that a shot in a long-haul flight. It seemed very comfortable to lounge and sleep in. So thanks for coming along with us on the 777. Stay tuned with us as we go onward to Denver in an Airbus A321. All right.
Come back again soon for more flight reviews here at Gilbert Travels. In the meantime, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you can be made aware when more content is available. Thanks for watching.